Hi, I'm Peter Jones, Chartered Surveyor, author and property investor, and this is the third in my short series of videos about Cayman wisdom. If you remember, I went on the Cayman retreat, which is the highest level of mentoring offered by Progressive. I went a few weeks ago, and although what happens in Cayman should stay in Cayman, and I can't give can't tell you about specific advice given to specific individuals, some general pearls of wisdom came out which I thought would be really useful to share with the progressive community. And one of the things which really challenged me, it sort of hit me like a bullet between the eyes really, because I realised this is an area of my life which I personally really need to work on, and I need to work on it very, very hard, is the thought that I don't have to do everything myself. Now, just to give you a bit of background, before I joined the progressive community, I tried to do everything on my own. I've been in property for over 35 years, I'm a chartered surveyor, and for the last 20 years I've worked for myself, and for the last 15 years I've been investing for myself in my own right, but I tried to do everything myself. And the big joke which I always make when I'm teaching at the masterclass for progressive is that for the first 13 years of my investing life I spent the whole time in my home office, devoid of any human contact apart from my wife, and my wife is lovely. She's actually sat here watching me make this video. But the trouble is, she doesn't really know that much about property and isn't particularly interested in property, so it means that I spent 13 years really just doing it myself, and as a typical one-man band, trying to do everything myself. So I was doing my own admin, my own bookkeeping, as well as going out and looking for deals, as well as overseeing refurbs, blah blah blah. And one of the big dangers of that is that you don't get any external input. Now, when I came to Progressive, I had over 60 properties, so I was an experienced property investor in my own right when I came to Progressive, and sometimes people will say to me, well, why did you join VIP, why did you join Progressive? Well, to get that external stimulation really, and new ideas, because I had over 60 buy-to-let properties. I was stuck in a rut. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I'd got to the point where I could do buy-to-lets really, really well. But you know what? There's a lot more in property than just doing single-let buy-to-lets, as I'm sure as you're part of the progressive community you appreciate and realise. And so now I'm doing things which 3 years ago, before I joined Progressive, I wouldn't even have considered doing. So, doing it all myself, not necessarily a good thing. What's the antidote to that? What's the answer to that? Well, it's a mindset thing. It's a matter of thinking the right things at the right time. So the big lesson which came out of Cayman is whenever I need to do something, rather than thinking, how can I do that, which has always been my first thought and my first response, instead of thinking, how can I do that, I should really be thinking and asking the question, who can I get to do that? Who can I get to do that for me? Now, for me, that is quite a big mind shift. If you've already got lots of systems up in place, if you're fully leveraged, if you understand all this kind of stuff, then great, carry on. If you're a bit more like me and this is all a bit new to you, then obviously you need to read Rob's book, which I'm sure he'd be delighted me telling you to do that. Get Rob's book. He talks all about this, how to set your life up, the mobile lifestyle, so you can leverage everything out and systemize everything, because it makes so much sense, doesn't it? We're going to be so much more productive and purposeful if we concentrate on doing the things which we really should be doing and get others in to do the stuff which we shouldn't be doing. Now, the objection I would have had in the past, which is a bit like my objection to paying the price of going to Cayman, would have been, well, it's the cost. I don't particularly want to pay somebody to do something which I could do myself. Wrong way of looking at it. It's not a cost, it's an investment. Why is it an investment? Because it would free up my time to be able to concentrate on doing the things which are really going to make a big difference. Doing admin and bookkeeping and all that other stuff isn't going to make a big difference to my business. If I free up my time and I start going out and networking, if I start going out and meeting JV partners, if I go out and start looking for amazing deals which JV partners want to finance, that's going to make the big difference to my business. So if I have to pay somebody a few £100 a month to do my admin, for example, or my bookkeeping, that is a very small price to pay. But as a typical one-man businessman, it's taken me a bit of time to actually shift that mindset. So when this came up in Cayman, as I say, I really felt very challenged by it. And it's something which I know I'm going to have to work on for the foreseeable future, because my natural instinct is always, how can I do it? I guess I've always been sort of quite lucky in the sense of being capable, that I can do most things I turn my hand to. I've learned how to do it, if that makes sense. That needs to stop. So from now on, it's not about how can I do it, it's who can I get to do it.